Shalom. So there are many people who don't understand how Lord Jesus speaks to me. This is a way that he speaks to me. I'm going to give you guys an example. So a few days back, I was led to a clip of the movie The Notebook. I posted it on my TikTok and I didn't think too much about it. Then yesterday, as I saw the clip again, in my spirit, it was leading me to watch the movie because it's going to give you signs in that movie. So that's what I did. I ordered it yesterday and I sat and I watched it. While I watched it, I started to feel things. I feel things in my spirit. This is a spiritual relationship with Lord Jesus. I feel things inside of me and within me when certain things are said, when certain things are done, and I will get extremely emotional and I won't understand why I'm getting emotional. It's because I have the soul of Mary of Magdalene inside of me. So I feel certain things. It's like when things are brought back to my remembrance, I remember them and I get emotional about it. And it's exactly like the movie The Notebook. His wife, he loved her so much. And it's the same way Lord Jesus told me, that's the same way he loved me. It's the same way it happened. As the first day he saw me, the first time he saw me, he knew that I was going to be his wife. He said I was so beautiful to him. Just to look at me, he couldn't take his eyes off of me. He had to have me, exactly like the guy in The Notebook. And then at the end, his wife, she got dementia and she didn't remember anything. So that's why it's called The Notebook. He was literally reading her this story to try to make her remember their story. And this is exactly what is happening with Lord Jesus. Like he's ministering to me and showing me things to make me remember. It's like the same exact thing. And it's so beautiful and it's so powerful to me. It's so powerful. And certain things in the movie, like Noah, he's the one that was saved. The main character, his name is Noah. And it's like Noah is the one that was saved off his generation and the whole world was destroyed. And this is how it is now. Like Lord Jesus and I are building our house and building our home. And only those who are with us will be saved. And everyone who is outside of our ark will be destroyed. So it's like we're the ones that are starting over. And then the woman, her name was Allison, but they called her ALLI all throughout the movie. ALLI. Lord Jesus told me to look at that name backwards because in Hebrew, that's how we read things backwards. So it was ILLA. And when I look that up in Hebrew, that's a female name, a common female name that means tree. So this is what I am, the tree of righteousness, the branch of righteousness that was going to grow up unto David from Jeremiah 33:15-16, all throughout the Bible. But it says that in Jeremiah 33:15-16. And it says that she shall be called the Lord. And then the more points in that movie that were very powerful is how Mary of Magdalene, she was extremely wealthy at the time of Jesus. And Jesus was poor, the same way that Noah and ALLI were. So it was like at first, when I first saw Jesus, like I didn't like him like that, or I didn't want him like that because I felt like he was poor and I was rich. And then when I finally got to know him, the first time we got together, the very first time we got to spend time together, we fell in love immediately. It was very powerful. And it's exactly like that. We were inseparable. And my parents didn't like me with him. Nobody wanted me with him. They felt like he was beneath us because nobody knew who Jesus was at that time. Nobody knew. Jesus' mission didn't begin till he was in his 30s. So before that, he was just like a poor man that nobody knew who he was. Nobody understood. So my family didn't want me with him, but I still loved him. And then it's like I went on to live my life. So everything that happened in that movie is basically what happened. But except for when the first time we fell in love, we actually fell in love there and we stayed together. But then we go on to my life and how it is now and how it's like I was living my own life of sin, not knowing who Jesus was, living my own life. And then in 2020, he came and found me. And then I got back with him. It's like when he went and built his house, like in the movie, The Notebook, the guy, Noah, after ALLI, they weren't together anymore for years and years. ALLI had moved on. Noah still built up the house for them, the dream house that she said that he built it the way that she said that she wanted it done. This was the next powerful thing. I want to get back to that, but I'm going to tell you how it ends with me, but I'm going to get back to the movie really quick. So in the movie, he had told her, it was this abandoned house. He said, I'm going to buy this house one day and I'm going to build it up. And she was like, well, do I have a say in this? And he's like, do you want to say in this? And then she was like, she started telling him what he wanted, what she wanted and how she wanted it. And then so he ended up doing it, building the house up exactly like she wanted it. And this goes with the Bible, because Jesus said, I go to prepare a place for you. So he's going to prepare the new earth. So it's so powerful. So after he built up the house, ALLI had ended up coming back and seeing him. And then she ended up, realizing that she wanted to be in love with him. She loved him and she still had feelings for him. And this is how I was found in 2020. Jesus came and found me. My Father came and found me. And all these spiritual things were happening to me. And then my heart ended up right where it belonged with Lord Jesus after his place in his house was already prepared. So these are the powerful things that are happening in my life. And this is how Lord Jesus ministers to me and shows me things and tries to bring our love story back to my remembrance. It's so powerful how our love story is literally springing forth upon this earth. I just wanted to share this with you guys so you guys can get a little wisdom about the relationship between Lord Jesus and I, and how we truly were in love. I loved him for who he was, not for who he was as the man Jesus, not for him being the Son of God. We fell in love and it was passionate and it was deep. And this is why he chose me and he loved me and he married me, because I didn't even know who he was when he came to me. He didn't let me know who he was. He wanted to see if I loved him for who he was, and I did. I loved him for the poor carpenter that he was, and I loved him with everything that I had, all of my being. We were inseparable. We couldn't keep our hands off of one another. I got pregnant the very first time we slept together. It was very passionate and intense. It was very, very strong. Our love and our bond was like no other. And this is why I was chosen. And he he married me and stayed with me forever. And he promised to send me to rule on his behalf. I was the one he chosen. He could have chosen any wife upon that earth, but he chose Mary because of her genuine love and their passionate connection that they had, their unbreakable bond. And he promised that he was going to send me to rule in the last days to get all of my glory, because I deserved it for loving him when nobody else did. People only wanted to take advantage of Jesus, get his blessings, get his miracles, be around him for fame. Nobody truly loved Jesus for who he was except for me. And this is why I am worthy of all the glory. And this is the word of the mighty God.